Hi friends, Ryan here with Ryan's Candles and Crafts, and welcome back to our journey with Jojo. Last time, Jojo took his first timid steps beyond the safety of Cafe Perch, with the Sunrise Brew secured at his side and a golden bubble drifting just ahead. He crossed through that old perch gate and entered the forest, a place he had only ever seen from a distance. Before we get started on our next chapter, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to get notified on when we upload videos. Also, go ahead and hit that like button to like the video and then comment down below on what you think of the story. Chapter 2: The Bridge. The forest seemed to breathe around Jojo. Each step away from Cliffside Village pressed him deeper into a world he had only seen from a distance. The tangled green fringe that edged the horizon when he stood on the village's cliffside. Now he was inside it, and the air felt different here, cooler, heavier. It carried the scent of pine needles, damp earth, and something faintly metallic, like rain waiting far away. The golden bubble floated ahead, its light dimmed under the pine's thick canopy. It never faltered, drifting in a steady, unhurried line, as if certain Jojo would follow. The path beneath his claws was little more than a worn thread of dirt winding through the trees. His talons made soft, rhythmic clicks on the occasional plank set into the earth to keep it level, but otherwise the ground was quiet. It was the other sounds that got to him. The forest was never silent, but its noises felt sharper here. Every snap of a twig was a whisper just behind him. Every low hoot of something unseen seemed closer than it was. Somewhere far away, water dripped at regular intervals, the sound echoing between trunks. Jojo tried to match his breathing to his steps, but his chest tightened all the same. It's not too late, he thought. I could turn back now. Be home before the afternoon deliveries. Back to Miss Brindle's warm counter. The familiar smell of Sunrise Brew in the air. Back to Mr. Tallow's raisin bread, fresh from the oven. Back where every street is safe and every face is known. He slowed without meaning to, glancing over his shoulder. Through a narrow gap in the trees, he thought he saw a faint sliver of sky. And maybe, just maybe, the faint outline of the village rooftops. For a heartbeat, the pull of home was so strong he nearly stopped. But then, the satchel at his side gave off a gentle warmth, as if reminding him why he was here. He tightened his grip on the strap and walked on. The pines began to thin, their trunks breaking apart to reveal a sudden open space. Jojo's eyes widened as the path simply stopped, ending at the end of a gorge. It was deep and narrow, the sides dropping away into shadows where no sunlight reached. A cool wind rose from below, smelling of stone and water. And there, stretched across the gap, was a rope bridge. It was longer than any bridge he'd ever seen. Its ropes taut but weathered, its planks worn smooth by years of crossings. They swayed gently in the wind, creaking like an old door hinge. Jojo's claws tightened on the dirt at the edge. He hated bridges. Always had. A memory rose so vividly it stole the breath from his lungs. He was a chick again, standing high above the schoolyard on the wooden platform of the cliffside playground. Before him hung the playground bridge, a short rope and plank affair strung between two towers. The other chicks were fearless, racing across the wings outstretched for balance, their laughter echoing in the crisp air. Jojo had climbed up one day, determined to try. His claws rested on the first plank. He took one step. The bridge shifted, and his stomach dropped. The ground below seemed impossibly far away, though in truth it was just soft grass. He stepped back at once, cheeks burning. Careful, don't look down, one of the chicks had called. Jojo's too scared. Another had laughed, not unkindly, but enough to sting. He climbed down at once and never tried again. Not once. Now, years later, he stood before a bridge that was higher, longer, and infinitely more important. The wind tugged at the ropes, setting the planks into a slow, uneasy sway. The golden bubble waited on the far side, hovering patiently as though it had all the time in the world. Jojo's thoughts tangled. He imagined the traveler from the letter, tired, perhaps hungry, perhaps sitting in some lonely place beyond this gorge. The Sunrise Brew in his satchel was still warm. Its magic was alive now, but the warmth would fade, and with it the strength and courage it could give. He swallowed. His claws found the first plank curling around its edges. The wood was cool and slightly damp underfoot. The bridge moved. Not much, but enough to remind him what waited below. He squeezed his eyes shut for a moment, breathing in and out until the sounds of the forest softened. Step. Creak. Step. The ropes groaned softly with each movement, but they held, halfway across now, and his heart was pounding so loudly he could hear little else. The gorge wind whispered past his ears, carrying the faint scent of moss and water. He kept his eye on the bubble. It hovered steady, glowing faintly in the gloom, a small beacon that refused to let him quit. Another step, and another. The fear was still there, sharp and immediate, but something else had joined in. A kind of stubbornness. Not today, he thought, not this time. The final plank shifted under his weight, and then solid ground rose to meet his claws. Jojo stood still, letting the truth settle into him. He crossed. He'd done it. The bridge swayed behind him, its gentle movement now a background hum rather than a threat. His fear hadn't vanished. He could still feel it coiled low in his chest, but it had shrunk, just enough to leave room for something new. He glanced back once. The bridge was exactly the same as when he'd seen it first, but he knew he was not. The bubble bobbed once, as if in approval, and began to drift forward again, following the curve of the trail. Jojo took a long, steady breath and followed. His steps felt a touch surer now. "One step at a time," he whispered to himself. "I can do this." The forest closed in again, but this time the shadows didn't seem quite so heavy. The bubble's glow was small, but it was enough. And that, friends, is where we will leave our story for today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to get notified when we upload videos. And don't forget to leave a like and comment below, what do you think is around the corner for Jojo?